Hello, and welcome to Under 1000. My name's Thomas Flower, and each episode I'll read you a new piece of flash fiction. All of the stories are 1000 words or less. Today, I'll be reading An Uneventful Trip. Please be aware that this episode contains strong language and deals with themes of teenage drug use. If that's likely to upset you, or anyone that you're listening with, then you may want to skip this one. No, seriously, they'll change your life. Carly held out the mysterious baggie once again, offering it to her friend insistently now. I'm just not sure, Tina responded, wondering if she could find a way to turn Carly down without upsetting or provoking her. Remind me what they do again? What don't they do? Laughed Carly, who, now bored of waiting, pressed the packet firmly into her friend's hand. I took some last week and I saw everything. My entire life became clear. You've got to try it. It'll seriously change shit for you. Tina still felt uncomfortable, and Carly's insistence was only fanning the flames of her fears, but she pocketed the strange substance anyway, reasoning to herself that she could always dispose of it later. Nice. Seriously, Tina, you're going to enjoy it. Text me when it's all over and tell me what happened for you, Carly said, happy that she got her own way once again. Tina tried not to sigh until her friend was out of earshot. When she finally did, she felt like she was exhaling all of her confusion and stress at once. The rest of the day was equally as troubling for Tina. Although she knew she was unlikely to be caught, she felt a constant worry that the drug she was now carrying might slip out onto the floor and be spotted by a classmate. Worse still, she had visions of a teacher requesting that she empty her pockets. She knew that there was absolutely no reason for this to happen, of course. Tina had always been well-behaved and unremarkable, a combination which allowed her to bypass the attention that the ruder or more gifted pupils seemed to heap upon themselves. Yet still she worried, through French, then chemistry, and then history, that her fearful daydream was about to come true. When home time came, she couldn't leave the building fast enough. Sat in her bedroom, Tina wondered what she should do now. She hadn't ditched this stash, like she had thought she would. Why had she held on to it? Did she really want to do this? She had thought she didn't, but sitting with it now, maybe some small part of her was keen. Changing her perspective, and her life, did sound good right now. It wasn't that there was anything particularly wrong with how things were for her, but there wasn't anything particularly right with it either. Suddenly, gripped by a fervent wild streak, she committed to seeing this journey through, wherever it might take her. Carly wouldn't ask her to do anything dangerous, after all. She knew she could trust her friend, and if Carly thought this was for the best, then Tina would take whatever weird new chemical concoction she'd been given. Concern gripped her again suddenly, though. What would she do about her parents? They wouldn't be home for a few hours at least, but she had no idea how long these things lasted. I guess if I just take a little, it'll be fine, she thought, making a silent deal with herself. Grabbing the baggie, she placed a little of the substance on her fingers, and then transferred it immediately to her mouth, trying not to think about what she was doing. She was all in now. She decided to go downstairs and watch TV while she waited for it to kick in. Stopping by the kitchen, she poured herself a glass of juice and fixed a snack to clear away the disgusting taste left in her mouth. Taking her refreshments through to the living room, she put on something mindless to watch while she waited to see what would happen. After an hour, Tina realized that nothing was going to happen. She didn't feel different at all, not even a little. Perhaps she hadn't taken enough, she reasoned. If she was really going to commit to doing this, she should try a bigger dosage. Her parents would be home in a little over an hour now, but she still figured she could get herself just high enough to be able to lie convincingly. Returning upstairs, she repeated her previous technique, this time with a slightly larger amount. Surely, she thought, something will have to happen this time. Another hour of waiting proved her assumption wrong. Tina was growing frustrated now. Why wasn't this working? Carly had sworn to her that she'd have some kind of life-changing spiritual vision, and yet all that she'd achieved so far was eating some crisps and watching a bunch of old Friends episodes. Determined now to see the process out to its end, consequences be damned, Tina returned to the baggie for one final dose. Swallowing all that was left of Carly's mysterious narcotic, she braced herself for the world to explode in a vision of colour and excitement. Surely now the truth would reveal itself to her. The truth remained hidden. Instead, Tina was gifted with a severe bout of stomach cramps. Doubling over suddenly, she lay on the bed, wondering what was going on. Whatever Carly had given her, it was obviously a dud. Tina felt a sudden wave of disappointment sweep over her. She'd wanted to have a revelation, but instead, all she was left with was heartburn, pain, and an aching sadness inside. If this was the life-changing event Carly had intended, she could keep it. Curling up in bed, Tina fired a quick text to her mother. She tried to lie as convincingly as possible, claiming to be sick and saying that she was taking an early night. She could only hope she wouldn't be asked too many questions in the morning. She debated texting Carly as well, but decided to leave it for tomorrow. And then, finally, she drifted away into a night of strange and vivid dreams. None of them changed her life. Thank you for listening to Under 1000. I'm your host, Thomas Flower. To follow the show online, look for Under 1000 Pod on Twitter or Facebook, or check out the website at under1000pod.com. If you'd like to support the show on Patreon, go to patreon.com/under1000pod, where you can sign up to read each month's stories in advance, as well as to have a thank you be read during these credits. The theme music is an instrumental version of In Between Days by Nick Tate and the Sharks. To hear the full song and more from the same EP, go to Nick Tate, Nictate, and thesharks.bandcamp.com, or search for them on your favourite streaming platform. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that you'll join me again next time for some more super short fiction.